Welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is exploring how everyday conflicts just spiral entirely out of our control.
Right, and uncovering a surprisingly simple method to actually stop them,
Exactly. We're pulling our insights from this really fascinating piece called The Charity of Interruption, Breaking the Cycle of Conflict.
which is such a great read, yeah.
It really is. So think about like a massive argument you've had recently. We usually expect the root cause to be some huge monumental betrayal, right?
Right.
But the hook here is that conflict rarely starts with a single moment. It begins with the reaction.
Yeah, the original issue actually vanishes pretty quickly.
Right.
The text points out that human conflict operates, much more like a chain reaction. Sharpness meets
It's
sharpness.
like a tennis match, honestly.
Yeah,
But a weird one where the ball gets heavier with every single return.
that is a perfect way to describe it, actually.
Yeah, like the first comment is just a light serve.
Yeah,
But then I snap back, they hit it back harder, and suddenly we're just lobbing bowling balls at each other.
exactly. And the original serve doesn't even matter anymore. The tension just loops and loops.
Okay, let's unpack this, though. Because, what if I am justified? Like, what if they explicitly started it with a passive-aggressive jab? My reaction isn't the problem then, right? It's just a justified defense.
So what's fascinating here is what the author calls the illusion of justification.
The illusion? But what if I'm objectively right?
Even if you are completely right. They did start it, and you are just stating the facts. But justification doesn't stop the cycle. It actually fuels the fire.
Oh, because we both feel justified, so neither of us stops.
Precisely. When we feel attacked, our brain's threat detection system kicks in. The ego prioritizes immediate survival.
Right, survival over connection.
Exactly. So when both people are operating in that survival mode, blinded by their own correctness, neither side pauses. The pattern just continues.
So if being perfectly justified just keeps the bowling balls flying back and forth, what actually stops it?
This is where the text introduces the concept of charity.
Which, to be clear to everyone listening, isn't about, pretending the offense didn't happen.
Right, you aren't becoming a doormat. Charity is a deliberate interruption.
Like a circuit breaker.
Yes. Where a reaction would normally feed the loop, charity breaks it. It could be taking a literal, physical beat of silence instead of firing off a quick retort.
Or even just consciously lowering your tone when they raise theirs.
Exactly. It only takes one person deciding not to return that defensive energy to fundamentally alter the whole trajectory.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting but also hard. Because, that feels totally unfair.
It does feel unfair, yeah.
Right. Why should you carry the burden of fixing the situation, of being the bigger person, if they are the one who caused the problem in the first place?
Because charity doesn't wait for fairness. Fairness requires the other person to change first.
Oh, wow. That's a huge distinction.
It really is. Charity operates on internal mastery.
Yeah.
It requires observing your own physiological surge, that burning instinct to defend yourself.
And making a conscious choice before you act.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you're shifting your ultimate goal.
Mhm.
You are moving from the ego-driven desire to be right to a higher goal of restoring what is breaking.
So you aren't trying to control the other person at all. You're just mastering yourself.
As the core of it, yes.
I love that. So here is a practical challenge for you listening today. Watch for that tiny spike in tension.
Yeah, when you hear an off tone in a meeting or a sharp comment at home.
And you feel your blood pressure tick up, just practice one intentional break. Lower your voice, slow your response.
See what happens when you deliberately step off the court.
Exactly. And I want to leave you with this final thought to mull over.
It's a challenging one.
It really is. If most conflict is sustained by the chain reaction that follows rather than the original problem, what if our most exhausting conflicts aren't actually about the other person at all?
Yeah.
What if they are simply our own unspoken addiction to the feeling of being right?